Sifted has an article out covering reactions to an op-ed from Mistral's CEO published in the Financial Times. In that FT article, Mistral argues for a levy on the revenues of the tech industry to compensate for the use of content for model training purposes. Now, as a European wanting our tech industry to succeed, I have some personal thoughts and a few questions. First of all, Mistral's approach might work well for a well-funded model developer building LLMs, which by definition need to scrape vast quantities of data. But Europe doesn't have a lot of model providers. It does, however, have a lot of startups building at the application layer, most of whom don't train their own foundation models. They might build more specialized models or fine-tune existing ones. So I'm not so sure that his proposal would scale well for these smaller companies building enterprise apps. A 1% revenue levy is a rounding error for a large tech company, but it could bankrupt a promising AI startup that isn't yet profitable. Secondly, I also couldn't see much detail in the FT op-ed on who gets the money. Most LLMs are trained on trillions of data points, so how much does a single creator get? If a levy generates $1 billion, for example, and there are 100 million creators getting paid, individual payouts might be at the level of cents, making the admin cost higher than the actual compensation. And if a company already pays a licensing fee to a content creator, do they still have to pay the general levy? If so, they're paying twice for the same data. My feeling is that if such a levy would be implemented, it would not create a meaningful change to the status quo, except a race to the bottom for companies to stop training models in Europe and source them from places like China. Very keen to hear what your thoughts are. See you guys later.